How's it going, guys? Adam here. I'm making a small little Battlefront 2 video. More of a discussion one, mainly because I just jumped on to play a few games casually, solo player, on Heroes vs Villains. And of course, the occasion, I'm going to say it's like every game, but it's like a middle ground sort of chance at seeing this happen. And it's a people that use this button and it's like squad up with their fellow experienced teammates and go through HVV game in, game out, dominating what is going to be potentially and likely solo players over and over again. It's something that I've come up against, not all the time, but probably like 30% of my games seem to have at least a 2 or a 3 man in there, which is fine. Like 2 man I can deal with. When it starts becoming like a 3 man and a 4 man team squadded up of experienced players, it can become very disproportionate what you're able to do against them. And like it's getting to that point now where, as much as I try to let it bother me, I just kind of laugh it off for the most part. Honestly, do laugh it off for the most part. But I just like it kind of works well for like your bigger, like your supremacies and your, your galactic assaults. Teams work because the other teams like you to have another team with them, and they don't always work. You know, the objectives can shift, and there's like a high proportion of teams here that squad can't effectively counter. There's a higher chance of a proportionate amount of really strong players across the board on both sides able to counter one another and do different things. But when it's squad based and it's so small and every little thing counts, I find it really weird how you're allowed to use that. And it's not even this game that does it either. It's like so many different games allow that to dictate a very fun game mode that casual players want to be able to enjoy game in and game out. This kind of game mode here, it's kind of like it's too casual for it to allow squads in there. Like there's too many aspects to that can annoy the other team, which can unfairly work together to. I'm trying to get my words out properly, but let's say you make a single mistake on Heroes of Villains, right? So it's 4 versus 4, right? A single accident for you as a solo player against a 4-man squad can completely snowball into you dying within a number of seconds. You making a single mistake against 4 individual solo players, more than likely it won't be that quick. Chances are, if they're together and they're playing well, fine, they're playing well and they're doing well as a team, right? Singularly, and together as a coordinated team, just from being solo but working together and knowing the game, they're playing really, really well. Now you by yourself playing against 4 people, all of which are on comms on Discord, they're chatting to each other through microphone, and all it takes is one person to realise that you're over there. All it takes is one set of eyes to see that you're there, and they're telling everybody. They're saying, everyone, look, move over here quickly, next to the canteen or whatever like that, whatever the information might be, and suddenly everyone's going over there. Everyone's destroying that single player that might have just been killed a bit ago, and it keeps on going like that. So they keep picking out this person, this person, this person, this person. It's always going to be 2, 3, 4 versus 1 every single time. You know, they're not going to break apart. They're not going to do anything different apart from stick together as a team, playing as a well-oiled machine, and that's what they're going to do. A 4-man team, you're going to do that. 4 individuals, they're not going to do that, right? So their skill impacts the situation. So if I do something wrong, yeah, I'm going to die, right? But then they're not coordinated fully to know for definite if people are following them, whether they should be following those people, where they're planning to go, where they might not be able to see an enemy coming from one location, so they might move somewhere else. Next thing you know, their teammates are being hit from a different skirmish going on elsewhere. That could result in lost points. A 4-man team, that's not going to happen. Constant communication here, there, and everywhere makes a really unfair advantage on a game that's only 4 versus 4, where all it takes is one person to die, and then next person will die because of snowballing, next person will die because of snowball. Next thing you know, you've got Spawn splitting everybody up. They're still a 4-man team together. It's such a disproportionate, unfair advantage in a game mode like this, which makes me wonder why. I understand why. But why? Okay, so let's split that up, right? I understand that when you purchase a game, a multiplayer game, you should be able to play with your friends. That could be where the argument ends, and I will accept that is a perfectly valid argument. I'll hold my hands up and go, that is a perfectly valid stance to have for any kind of multiplayer game, right? Perfectly fine. I understand that. But in a game mode that every small little detail counts, I don't quite think it's fair to allow voice communications in a squad to dictate how well that game can go. I don't think heroes as villains and similar game modes in other games should ever allow squads to join in. It's just unfair for the casual, the solo players. It's not a fun experience. They're having fun because they're winning every single game, apart from the occasional time when they'll bump into another four-man team. That doesn't happen often enough, I'd imagine. I haven't been in a four-man team, but I'd imagine that does not happen very often at all. And that's why I don't enjoy heroes as villains as much as I should do. I enjoy the game mode incredibly, but I should enjoy it a hell of a lot more. But sadly, I don't. I think it's a really big issue. It's not an issue that they're going to fix, of course, but that game mode could be incredible. That's the thing. That game mode is so well thought out, in a sense, and then it's also ruined. I hate anything that does that. Thanks for listening to my little discussion, my little rant. In the next video, guys. Bye-bye.